Welcome back to Pressed Conference. How are you, Niru?
I'm good.
Today we are going to talk about an episode that is the opposite of good, terrible. The Charisma, Uniqueness, Nurve, and Talent monologues.
With Bombae.
With Bombae, yes. All three of us are finally back together. And it's a little chaotic, but what do you expect clicking on this video or listening to this podcast?
And you're going to hear a lot about
elephant facts.
Yeah.
We learned a lot about elephants unwillingly, like we unsolicited. Before we get started, as always, be sure you like this video. If you enjoyed it, leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And also be sure to stream the theme song of this podcast, Pressed Conference by Amanda.
And then make sure to use your hashtags and comments. We need algorithms.
Just tell us how you're feeling about this one. I feel like this episode is so polarizing. Literally, like, live tweet in the comments. That would be so fun. I enjoy reading all of them. I reply to as many as I can. And also before we get started, we have a special shout out to our national press member on our YouTube channel. Thank you, Starlight.
Yes.
If you want to be shouted out at the beginning of our episodes, be sure to check us out on YouTube and join our channel memberships at the national press tier.
Also, tell your favorite queens to if they want to come on the show. Yeah.
Thank you.
Consider this a press conference.
Hi.
You pressed today?
You know what? I honestly am after this episode.
Normally we would say we missed you last week, but we actually did not.
We had a great time without you.
Yeah, that's why the views tanked.
So,
Let's try you by yourself and see what happens.
yeah. Like normally we get about 100 or 200 views just because Niru's playing it again and again just to see themselves. That's what we didn't get. But honestly, we don't need bots anyway.
Right? Niru, you were gone last week because you had a terrible fall.
Yeah, it was so dramatic. They wrote a poem about you. How empty.
I went to the zoo because my friend wanted to see the pandas. It was his birthday.
And they took you with them because?
Oh, yeah. As soon as I showed up, the pandas were like my sibling. And
Why is she outside?
Exactly. Exactly. They were very jealous. But I'm their like more successful cousin. So they were
made it out of the exhibit.
And then we were like going to see the giraffes, and I just wanted to go home, and I was like, oh, giraffes are ugly, and the karma got me. I fell. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean like giraffes are ugly, but I was just being annoying. And then I fell really bad. Both my legs started bleeding. I have like a big ass bruise on one of my legs. This was bruised. My back is hurt.
Wait, how did you fall?
I tripped on air. One thing about me is that I fall every time. Once I fell down the stairs at DragCon. And the next DragCon, I fell before DragCon, so I was limping the whole day, like whole week. And then
I'm a girl. Put the limp in your walk. So let the rope in
also
walk.
One time, remember the game Merge Mansion? You know the game Merge Mansion? There's like a app, like a game on phone game called Merge Mansion, and there's like a whole mystery. Like there's like a grandmother that's like really iconic. So I got invited to like this, like a maze. Like you know how you find clues and escape the room.
Okay.
So it was that. It was based on Merge Mansion. So I got there, did the whole thing, and as we were walking out, the thing ended with like actors playing reporters and telling you, asking you about your opportunities. I was like, oh, I'm going to give an interview. So I walked, didn't see a step, fell. My leg went like this. And then all the reporters broke character. They broke character to come and see if I was okay. And then they brought a car, like a really fancy car to take me home.
Oh, God. Amanda, do you want to know what I texted Niru?
What?
After our episode, I was like,
oh, yeah.
Let me read this out. Hold on 1 second. I was like, hey, I heard your ankle was hurt. And they were like, yeah, it went click. And I'm like, I have a few contacts in LA who are really good at and reliable at fixing broken ankles. And I gave her the number of the Metropolitan Animal Specialty Hospital.
Oh my
I
I was like, please reach out. I'm sure they can do something. I didn't know you fell
That's
on
why. That's why they went to the zoo.
went there to meet my siblings, but family reunion didn't go well.
Back to
But
Drag
we
Race.
went to see
Enough about
anaconda.
Niru. We've given her too much attention now.
I didn't even get to see anacondas.
You have anacondas in LA?
No, in San Diego. I went to San Diego.
Oh. Wow.
Anaconda don't. What?
I really wanted to see one.
Well, you know what?
Have you
I'm
seen
sure they're.
elephant?
What?
Elephant?
No.
Have you ever in
I've
your
seen
life
it on TV. Like, you
I
know.
I saw it a few days ago on Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
Thank you for the
big.
factual
more you know.
information.
I was
David
there.
Attenborough, watch out. Your career. Niru's got. Can you imagine Niru as a wildlife narrator? This she ate. She ate all of that.
It's that diva. It's the diva tiger.
Oh,
She's
that
giving
tiger-
mother.
the mountain lion was so beautiful. That one
You can
like
see
that went
Cunty.
viral. Yeah, she was so cunty, like with her little cub. Oh, love. I love that.
Let's reel ourselves back in. I know that's very tough for the three of us, but we can do it.
Wait,
So-
before we begin, I have a question to Bombae. It's
Oh
a very
my
political question.
God.
It's a very political question.
Mhm.
And I have to ask, why are you watching Drag Race US? I thought Canadians were boycotting US.
Oh. Wow. I think that is a good question. And so far, there hasn't been a tariff on drag.
Mhm.
But if
There should be
was,
tariffs on your drag.
you can't afford my drag anyway, mama. A 25% tariff, girl. You couldn't afford like meet and greet tickets. What are you gonna do?
That's
are you
why I
gonna
met
do?
you for free.
I do love to give to charity. I love animals. I give like whenever I see an animal on the street, I'm like meet and greet.
To this week's episode. So we return to the workroom after Lydia B. Collins has sashayed away.
Yeah.
And Lana wipes away the mirror message. But more importantly, we get our answers for our complaints last week. Why is everyone saying the person they want to go home is their biggest competition? That's a cop-out answer.
Cop out. Also, isn't it crazy? Like, if everybody answered like this in every other season, nobody would have said Bombay's name.
You weren't there. You weren't. First of all, you weren't there. We actually had this on my season. If you had the money to buy Wow Presents Plus, you would have known that I was there when that moment happened, and no one said my name because
because the biggest competition.
Because in Canada, all of us said the bitch that deserves to go home. We weren't playing this miscongenial game. We were like, all of us were like, either send Jada Shada Hudson home. Everyone said Jada Shada Hudson, and I was like, I am an ally to the Black community, so I will send Chaos home.
You and your beef with Chaos.
And guess what? She went home.
So you were right. You were right.
Oh my god, it's been 3 years and that bitch hasn't gotten over it. Like we hang out and she'll bring it up, and I'm like, Diva, please.
Oh my god.
Move on.
So Onya is asking everyone, why the heck are you saying Susie's name when that's not who you really mean? And then they get all defensive, which got me even more confused.
Because they know they're wrong.
What?
Yeah.
Who was just like explaining it? And I'm like, you're still wrong.
Yeah, I felt like that was so awkward. Like at this point, you're getting called out. Either own up to it.
Yeah.
You should be like, yeah, I said that because I didn't want to, like, whatever. It's a TV show. Instead, they all tried to be like, oh, y'all are the ones who are ganging up on the three of them. I thought that was so messy. If anything, it made Onya and Suzie look even better.
Yeah.
Because they were like, y'all are stupid, and everyone knows you're stupid. So either own up to it and laugh with us, or do whatever they did, which was silly.
Also, old season RuPaul would have called them out.
Yeah.
Like old season RuPaul would have been like, this is not a pageant. Like you're not supposed to give pageant answers,
Mhm.
but not now, I guess.
RuPaul's in her nice era.
I hate RuPaul in her congenial era.
Yeah, they need to bring back Michelle as nasty too.
Right. This week's challenge was the charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent monologues.
I want to say this might be at up there for one of the worst challenge ideas in the history of RuPaul's Drag Race all across franchises. Just what did you think about the challenge itself?
Well,
kinda liked it.
What?
It was so dumb. It
This
was
is a
so dumb.
regurgitate for me.
You know what? I
I-
think people didn't understand the assignment. That's the problem. It had potential-ish, but like only Lexi and Onya got the assignment, and even then, I feel like they could have gone more crazy.
Yeah.
Like, why? This is the most unserious thing ever, and yet it was the most serious challenge I've ever seen in my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah,
I guess because it hasn't been done before, the queens didn't know should they go earnest or should they go silly.
that's true.
You know, because like
Also,
yeah.
people didn't like this challenge, so that means it's gonna come back, and they're gonna be like, back by popular demand. That's what they're gonna say.
I mean, I think the star of this challenge was body glitter for sure. That was my takeaway. Like, whoa, what are they dunking these divas in? I feel like the Lana Ja'Rae body glitter has been passed
Yeah.
around to all the queens. Yeah, I feel like as a challenge itself, you really need they pick their partners.
Yeah,
Like, you really need someone to go like head to head with you, and then to lean into the silly, the stupid, because you're doing interpretive dance. Like, no one ever looks at interpretive dance and is like, oh wow, that changed my life.
yeah.
Mhm.
You know, you look at him and be like, girl, is she having a stroke? What's happening? You know?
Okay.
And that's what I think Anya and Lexi did. All because Lexi felt like such, maybe I don't know if she intended to be such an awkward dancer, because she can move.
Yeah.
So she was just like being silly. So I think I'll give her that. I think that's what sold it, because everyone else was like, oh, I found my truth. I
Yeah.
found my
Yeah.
this. I found that. And you know, Anya's like, I ate meat.
Yeah.
You're
They
like,
all
"What
of them were like, besides like Lexi and Anya, everybody was just doing the same step too.
Right.
Okay,
do that again?
it only happened once.
Can we please make that into a GIF?
This challenge it happened.
It was so long.
Yeah. The
Also-
monologues were too long.
Yeah, and the outfits that they made them wear, ugly, because the production gave it to them.
Yeah. I love this. The yellow wig that Anya and Susie and Lexi are wearing is so cursed. It reminded me of Ginny Lemon. It reminded me of RuPaul wearing that yellow wig in the workroom. The
It's
yellow
giving
bob.
bachelorette party in Nashville. You can tell that they asked for the wigs from production.
Yes, I think that was a good idea because it tied them together. Because all the other queens are wearing wigs that they've gotten from home,
Yeah.
but these two are like, this is our brand. We're gonna look like
We're gonna
Like
look
Hulk
like a
Hogan
big
rated-
highlighter,
yeah.
Let's go down and discuss each performance as pairs. So first we have Jules and Susie, a little backstory on their prep for this. When they were writing their monologues, Susie was basically telling Jules everything to do, giving a full-blown choreography, making it very serious. So Susie's story was about having lost something. So she was going to go to the spelling bee to get approval from her masculine father, but misspelled
Lied.
air as
She lied.
AER. But
She
her
made
father
that
was
up.
proud. And Susie and Jules' story was about a ghost. So the ghost would be her queerness, her inner head telling her to like play with Barbies, to do drag, and eventually become Jules. So what do we think?
Terrible. Send both of them home.
Terrible.
I'm so sorry.
Like, if your word was lost, you could be I lost my and like a performance art dance about that could be so funny. Or like I lost
Yeah.
my girl. Like, it could be so many things, and she lost a spelling bee. Cry Me a River.
Ghost,
It
this,
just
that.
wasn't like, oh my god. Like the last thing you want to see is a drag queen being earnest at a drag bar. Like, oh, and with Ghost, like you could have done something spooky, ooky, you could have like leaned into like I was like,
Yeah.
Jada Shada Hudson
Like
was
Jada
by a
Hudson, yeah.
ghost. Yes,
Yeah.
like give us something like that. But she's like, no, the ghost is I like so that was my issue with their performance. What I liked was it was probably the best, the tightest choreography amongst all three. Like their moves were so intentional, like the way Susie would go behind Jules, and like that was so like thought out. It wasn't like
Yeah.
I'm just gonna talk and you do whatever you have to behind me. So I felt like they had the tightest choreography, but it just who cares?
I agree. I agree. And the spelling bee thing, she lied. There was no spelling bee.
No,
There was nothing. She just made that up.
like if you have to make something about something you lost on
Yeah.
like, and you have to showcase it on Drag Race, and you chose a spelling bee.
Like,
Mama, what a
girl.
privileged life you have led, Susie Toot. What a privileged life.
I just can't
I-
take any of this seriously.
Yeah.
Also, let the record show I am a spelling bee champion at my school.
Oh,
I want,
heck
like,
yeah.
Spell Pharaoh.
Pharaoh?
Mhm.
Farrow? Pharaoh? Or like what kind of Pharaoh?
Not even the correct one for that. I hate to say. I hate
So
to
first
say.
of
Wait,
all,
what did it?
that's not how you spell Pharaoh the way you intended it.
Oh,
but-
Pharaoh, like the Egyptian
Oh,
Pharaoh. P-H-A-R-O-H. I thought,
What?
okay. P-H-A-R-O-H, Pharaoh.
Wrong.
No, that's literally it.
There's
Google.
2 R's, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
R-A-O-H. My bad.
Oh,
Maybe things have gotten rusty, but you know what? I won because I spelled lieutenant. The guy said lieutenant, and I was like, what? And then it was because it's
and the judges were like,
L-I-E-U.
a spelling animal? First place. First.
And I used to say, definition, please. And then they would give a definition. I was like a full on, yeah, twice. And telling you, it used to hang over my parents' bedroom, the medals.
Oh, your only prize.
I honestly kind of.
Can't even win a wowie. Only a spelling bee.
And who won? Educational content? Carrie Colby, who thinks Earth is flat. Let's be so serious. That was rigged.
I think that was because it encouraged people to Google if the Earth was flat. And so it ended with them in that way.
Oh my god.
Educational content.
Yeah. But for this pair and in general across the board, anytime they would do a dance move that was like supposed to be like serious and heartfelt, I couldn't do it, and I just groaned. I was like, no. And the one that sticks out for me in this pair is when Jules at the end of the ghost, it's like, and then the ghost's name, Jules, and Susie like goes behind her and she's like smiling, and I was like, I'm gonna kill myself.
Also, remember when I said whenever Jules talks, even if she's saying something funny, it doesn't read as funny. RuPaul said the same thing. So
Hmm.
I think
basically,
yes,
I am
there was
RuPaul.
definitely issues in the delivery. I guess it's only because they got one take, and I don't think they were reading from a script, so it was all memorized. But it felt very kind of monotone-ish. Like it was really hard to make out. Oh, what's the punchline to this sentence?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, like
Mhm.
yeah. And even when like she was talking, when she was like, I spelled air wrong, A-E-R, it felt like, okay, like lean into that. Give us like, go
She
hard.
spelled air wrong.
Did you not watch the episode?
Oh, in the workroom. Okay, I was thinking about the challenge.
No.
No, it was
in
the
challenge.
challenge. That was the point.
Oh, Susie's, right? Like spelling
Susie
bee.
was so overconfident that she would win the spelling bee that she got there and she messed up the word air.
I mean, that tracks.
How
Susie
dumb.
was
That's
Susie
a
was
dumb issue,
overconfident.
not
She thought
her.
she was gonna win Snatch Game. She thought she was gonna win the other challenge. So this is a trend. She should have done something like that. Like I thought I was gonna win
Yeah.
Snatch Game, but I lost. Like
Yeah.
Also, a more realistic answer to spelling air would be to give the wrong word of air and like be so overconfident you didn't ask for a
HEIR.
definition.
So
or
you
like,
did HEIR.
yeah, that's what I thought. That's where I thought the story was going.
Amanda, you hate this challenge.
I
Like,
hate this challenge
I don't
so
know
much.
if our
I
listeners
really
can
do.
see in the video, but Amanda's like physically recoiling.
Because it brings back memories for Amanda because she's Asian, so she had to do some spelling bees.
I did, and I made it further than you. I went to the county, and then I the county spelling bee twice. And I almost made it to regionals. But I got a very difficult word, and then the winner was just this like guy who got spaghetti as the final word, and I was so pissed because I was like, "What? That's so easy." And so that's my villain origin story.
Spaghetti.
Spell Gerard Carmichael.
Who the hell is that?
The guest judge.
Oh.
Even after spelling, I'm like, who the hell? I don't know this man. Sorry to this man. Who are you?
Anyway, next we have Lexi and Onya. Lexi talks about her karma and talks about how she got into some beef with another queen who was being mean to her online. And Onya talked about her raw veganism journey where she tried and then eventually caved for meat.
I liked Lexi's dancing, Anya's story. Because Lexi's was like building up, and I was like, oh, I chose to forgive her. Girl, bye. Like, don't.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta build that up to like just like come on. Don't tease
Like
us.
what I loved about Anya's story is that you didn't like you could start listening at any point in time and you kind of get where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was like she gave up this, she gave up that, and then she had a little bit of meat, and like it builds up to it. Lexi was just like, we had this fight, she said this, da 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 da, but where does it go? You know, the payoff wasn't worth it.
Also, Lexi's got really dark. Like, oh, I was feeling feminine, but my person called me masculine, and they called me a man. Like, oh wow!
I just want to know which queen in Louisville, Kentucky, am I going to block? Name names.
Amanda, what did you think of these two?
You know, I really, really loved Lexi's interpretive dance. I think that one was the best of everyone.
Yeah.
But Anya's, again, like we've been saying, best monologue. So it was nice to see them have a double win because it's like, you know, if they were being judged individually, how are you going to decide which is the priority to rank? Like, are you judging by the dance or are you judging by the monologue? You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I really agreed with them both doing well.
Yeah.
Yes. And then lastly, we have Lana and Sam. Lana's monologue was about being lost. And so she talked about being lost in a maze with her darkness for 18 years until she found the light, given that she grew up with two conservative parents as a fruity child. And Sam.
And by her parents, she means Lux.
Oh, no, the other one that left her.
Plasma.
Yeah, plasma.
And Sam's was about, I guess, overcoming or something. But what I remember from the story is that Sam was running for homecoming king and then basically got hate crimed at school. And everyone crossed out king and said queen. But that made her realize, yeah, I am a queen. They just didn't know it yet. And I'm going to win pageants.
Good for her. But
as you know, as someone who consumes Lana's content online, like her videos and her tweets, I was kind of like, oh, why would you go serious?
Yeah.
Because like you put Lana in front of a camera or a phone camera and the bitch will some will come out of her mouth that makes you gag. You know, it's like, oh. So I was kind of sad that she went that route. I guess in the moment it felt right for her. I felt her delivery was so like the way she was speaking was I guess she was trying to like project something somewhere. It just felt like she was a little uncomfortable. She was always standing on stage just like completely rigid. There wasn't like even when the camera panned to her, there wasn't, you know, a lot happening there. So that fell flat for me. Sam Star again dressed in our Republican colors right there, blue, red, white. I was like, oh my god, like I just kept fast forwarding while watching this segment because I'm like, what is get me to the funny bit or get me to the bit where someone falls down? Because
that's in real life.
It was easily the worst of. I don't know if they were judged individually. I don't know how the bottoms would land.
I would have put Suzie in the bottom. just for lying, for making it obvious. Like, girl, if you're gonna lie, at least try to make it somewhat believable.
Yeah. Amanda, what did you think about Lana and Sam?
I think Lana did way better in the dance than the monologue. And I think Sam did way better in the monologue than the dance. And I just feel bad for Lana. This was not good.
Yeah. Her delivery was so, like, love Lana, but the delivery was like so monotone. Like,
it was like reading
my
off a
dad
paper.
was angry. My dad said this. Too fruity child. Like, so.
Yeah.
Like,
you have to,
delivery.
when you do these, you have to make it sound like you're talking. You know what I mean? Not reading. It's like when you volunteer to read a segment in reading class in school, the theater kid will kind of give a little show, right? And then the one kid that's forced to do it reads it like, the dog ran up the hill. I ate the thing. I
made an observation that may not be true, but I felt like Lana, whenever she's on the runway, whenever she's in drag, she looks beautiful. The face beat the house down. For this challenge, when it did stop at her at some point, you could see that for some reason her makeup wasn't as finished. Like, it wasn't as blended. So as soon as I thought, I'm like, oh, maybe she didn't have enough time, like, in between prepping, learning the monologue, and then getting into drag, because often that can be one time slot. And they say, we're going to give you 3 hours to get into drag, memorize your lines. How you decide to do that, how you divide that time is up to you, but you have to be ready by this time. So I felt like maybe she was rushed. And yeah, because I knew her makeup can be so much better. So I felt like for this, she might have been a little nervous, and that kind of showed that.
Yeah.
Also, in these pictures, she's like the only one with a hair light. I think that's really funny. Anyway.
But shout out to Lana for sharing her body glitter with every other queen.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't given any insightful like thoughts or comments today on this, but just so you know, I hated it.
I hope they do it again. I'm praying that this happens again. But let's do it at like top 12.
Oh God.
Let's make it so long.
Oh my God.
No. Let's move on to an even worse thing. Well, actually, no, it's not worse. It's slightly better, but still not great. You know, ugly challenge, ugly runway. Category is
Bombae has a lot of experience with this.
Yeah, I've been looking. I follow you on Instagram, Niru. I know what ugly looks like. So I do have a lot of experience in this matter. I think before we start talking about what's ugly, I want us to, in our minds, differentiate ugly from unfinished, or ugly from like not polished.
True.
Okay, because sometimes you see something and you're like, that's hideous, but it's intended to be hideous.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Go on.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm waiting for the rehearsed read. What is it?
No. I was gonna say, like, would you say Kennedy's crystallized look ugly?
That is ugly.
Yeah.
That is an ugly, to quote Angeria. It wasn't unfinished because that was how it was intended to be. Did Kennedy think so? Absolutely not. But yeah. So keep that in mind as we look at these runways, because a lot of them were not ugly. They were just not executed well. Okay, yeah.
All right.
Like, ugly would be Ginger Minj's Toad look.
Yes. Glamour Toad, where is the glamour?
Nobody called her Glamour Toad. Like, she called herself a Glamour Toad and thought, oh, you know what? Everybody calling me Glamour Toad. So she showed up as a Glamour Toad and everybody was confused. That's called branding, mama. You gotta just give yourself a name.
Is 8 gonna be like, yes, it was so
I think
ugly.
8 should be bad this time.
I think 8 should be like how well it meets the criteria of the challenge.
Oh.
I mean, do you want to do 8 as in 8 as
like 8 should be bad and regurgitate should be good, because that's the criteria.
Oh my God, my brain.
Category. That's the category.
My tiny brain, my one brain cell.
That's the
category. So I'll let you start then, and I'll lean off because then I can adjust my mind.
All right, let's start with Jewel Sparkles. Niru, what do you think?
You know what? It's ugly to me. So she fit the prompt. They were saying like, "Oh, it's just the '80s." Girl, it just looks so. She looks like a ghost.
Yeah.
It's it's ugly. So I guess she regurgitate.
All right, Bombae, what do you think?
I don't think this is ugly. I just think it's a bad outfit. Is it ugly? I mean, the only like conventionally ugly thing she did with this was her teeth,
That's true.
and I was like,
That's just her
okay,
real teeth.
yeah, Niru. Um, like everything else looks unfinished or half-assed. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
ugly. So how does so I don't like the look. What am I supposed to say?
Regurgitate.
No. That's an 8.
That's
Eight,
eight.
because you
Niru,
liked
just
it.
Niru, you made these rules 3 seconds ago. You made these rules.
She should have worn black stockings. So at
Black
least we can say
stockings, white
white
shoes,
shoes
shouldn't be
shouldn't be
allowed at the
allowed in the
church.
church.
Okay, yeah, cool. Amanda.
I'm gonna give this a nibble because it's like ugly in the sense that it's unfinished, but also ugly in that I hate the colors. And like the like corset part, it's got like just the circle things that are like glued on,
Yeah.
and like I don't know, maybe it's because I'm around the drag queens who would like completely tear it to shreds, like
Yeah. And the skirt
but
looks
I'm
like
like
it's made of
it's not
tarp.
correct.
This kind of reminds me of Arsyn.
Oh, the blue branding, the teal. I'll clip this and I'm gonna clip this and send it to Arsyn.
Yeah, not arson catching strays on this
Poor
podcast.
Arsyn.
Can't wait for her to get on Drag Race and get eliminated 5th.
Oh,
It's gonna be the best thing. Snatch game, eliminate. We love her. Just kidding. I love Arsyn.
God!
Arsyn,
Am
I
missing
love you.
something?
Rooting
What
for
is
you,
going
actually.
on?
Nero's had a hatred for Arsyn since birth.
I mean, we know Niru doesn't like talent.
Nero gets
I'm
flown
allergic
out
to
to
it.
play for a viewing party, right? With Jack. Arsyn obviously works there. Like, pulls up and immediately is just spewing hate to Arsyn from like the get-go.
That's our love language. And the thing is, like, I am allergic to talent. That's why I work with you guys on this podcast.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I just don't like
Mm.
talented people.
Yeah, you look like you're having a reaction right now. You might want to stab an EpiPen into your taint.
But speaking
I
of
just realized if you hit yourself with an EpiPen, you still have to go to the hospital. I didn't know that.
Thank you.
thank
Thank
you
you
for
for
that.
sharing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Where would
We
be
save
without you?
lives
Yeah.
here in press conference.
Mhm.
Moving on.
Speaking of EpiPens, I need one for this look. Let's talk Lana Ja'Rae.
Oh, if this had been done for the first time, it would truly have saved her from being in the bottom.
Mm.
I think this is an ugly outfit. It's just that you're not giving us like why who I'm sure Lux and Candy and her decided they should do this, but like why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why would
Well,
you
there's so many other candy looks that you can pick from. Just kidding. I love candy. I love you, Candy. I'm just kidding. I'm
Like,
just kidding.
why would you it's so weird to reference another drag queen.
For
And like
ugly category.
Corey
Yeah.
did it as well when she was wearing stuff Monet wore, but Monet wore that off Drag Race. Like all the daughters are doing it. But this we've seen before. Like when you see this come off the runway, you immediately think of Candy Muse, which is great branding for Candy Muse. What does this have? Like what is the statement Lana's trying to make? That it's still ugly, okay, but what are you bringing to this?
Mm.
What is your take on this? Either add more to it, like make it even uglier. That
Yeah.
would have been fun. I don't know how you could, but that is the challenge. It just fell flat because it's nothing new. It's, as Madonna would say, reductive.
Mm. So you agree with Aiden Zhane?
Hold on. I agree with Aiden Zhane, yes, because I think the critique so Aiden said the same thing, like, oh god, this is the same thing we've seen. And a lot of the critique that people have been sending towards Aiden was like, all you did was wear one wig. But that one wig was Aiden's. And that
That's
doesn't
true.
like that was Aiden's thing. And you're not addressing, and both can be true. Aiden could have worn one wig, and this look could still be a look because it's repeated. So it's not like saying, "Oh, Aiden wore one wig," absolves this look of whatever it's
Yeah.
trying to be. Um, so yeah, I do
Also,
agree with Aiden Zhane.
I don't know if it's because probably my bias is like seeing a skinny queen wear it. I don't think this look is like that ugly.
Well, thank God you don't get paid to think, Niru.
It's not.
That
I
is
don't
so
know. Like,
ugly.
is it like I don't mind it, but the
Yes.
thing is like if she done Candy's alien look, that would have been better. I think that look was
You
Well,
know, she should
crazy.
have been the alien this time,
That would be funny. See, that's
right?
like
The
a
alien being
yeah,
dragged. Like, it would have been stupid. It would have been funny. It would have been ugly.
yeah.
Oh God, this is an ugly look, but
Really?
we've seen
Okay.
it. We've literally seen it. Like, you can't even say,
yeah.
we've seen it before as a
So what do
reference.
you give it? You give
An 8? Right?
okay.
Aren't we doing opposites today?
Yeah, I guess you could say 8, but like regurgitate in like at the same time. I don't know. like
Yeah.
like
That sounds like I'm giving horrible tips.
Noella.
Oh, this
Noella!
reminds me. Okay, we have so we have like a king in Nepal. Like he basically Nepal was divided into different states and he united all the into like the country that we know as Nepal. And there's a lore which I find very it's gross but it's fascinating. So one day he was like walking in the forest when he was like young and he met this priest or whatever. And the priest said, "Hey, can I get some food?" And so the king only had yogurt with him. And then he gave the yogurt to the priest. And then the priest ate it. And then he said, "Give me your hand." And he did like this. And the priest started barfing the yogurt back into his hand. And then the priest said, "Eat it." And then the king said, "No, I'm not going to eat it." So he let go of his hand. The bar fell on his leg. And the priest said, if you had eaten it, then you would have, like every city, every kingdom, every territory that you say the name of, you would have been able to conquer it. But now, since you put it and it landed on your feet, every country you'll visit, you will conquer. And then that's what happened. We learned this in a history class. And so 8 regurgitate. I don't know. That's funny. I just remembered it.
Funny to whom?
Me.
Even though it wasn't good, it was still better than these monologues that we had today.
Thanks for sharing, you. Thank you for sharing.
History lesson.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely learned a lesson. I don't know if it was historic in any way. Yeah. Amanda, what do you think about this look?
I
Because
just,
Niru clearly just hates fat people.
I
It's
I've
true.
just always hated this look. I've been a hater since day one. It looks worse on Lana, which I guess is helping
Oh,
with the
wow.
assignment, but like it's so bad. Like, and you can't, which is great, but like we've already seen it, which makes it
Yeah.
bad derogatory.
Hmm.
So I'm a hater of this look, unfortunately. Like you've done multiple references now, like RuPaul said, like with the Naomi Campbell direct like copy paste. Then you've taken Candy's thing. I mean, honestly, I would have thought it would be funnier if we saw her come out with her design challenge, that blue thing. But like, I love Lana, and I just, yeah, I was not a fan. Like,
You're calling it ugly, and she's wearing it for the ugly runway. Candy wore it for not an ugly runway. She just
Was
wore
Team
it.
Pockets?
yes.
Oh my god.
Think about the iconic ones you saw that episode. Rose with her black and white pockets, and then you have Candy Muse's pockets.
And then Gottmik with the the watches and
Oh, that's what that was.
Oh, we love you, Candy. We love you,
Yeah, we
Candy.
love you, Candy. Really do.
yeah.
Next,
You
we
still
have
should have sent Jimbo home, Candy.
This is
Maybe then you would have won All Stars 8.
speaking of Jimbo. This look reminded me of Jimbo.
Why did you freeze? Speaking of Jimbo.
No, this look reminded me of Jimbo. I loved it. It's not a train, so
Yeah.
props to you, Lexi. It's so ugly, but it's also fashion. I love
Yeah,
it. It's none of these are meant to go together, and they don't go together. But she
yeah,
still sells it. She understood the assignment. Oh my god, it's hideous, but
agreed.
it's fashion.
Yeah, it's a regurgitate in the best way
It's
possible.
a
Like I
regurgitate
really,
in the best way.
Absolutely agreed. This is it's so badly good.
yeah. She looks like
It
a
just
fabric store.
works. I don't know.
Like
It's
it works because someone who is campy would wear that. Like Nina West would wear that for and be
Yeah,
serious.
yeah, but she would
unironically, she
show
would
her
wear
feet to
this.
the
Yeah.
audience.
So it yeah. Oh, next we have Onya Nurve.
Oh my god, this looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks like a parent has had to make like a costume for their kid for the next day at school, and they only have one night to make it. And this is what they do. It is hideous. I don't
It's
even.
so ugly.
I hope to God. I don't think this looks like something she already had made because it's so specific. So I want to know what she had this made for. Because when you think ugly, I don't necessarily go to a turkey costume. So I
Yeah.
want to know the story behind this
Maybe her
jacket.
snatch game was a turkey.
That could be true.
At
The
this
turkey
point,
that gets
anything is
pardoned.
possible. Yeah.
Well, this
That's
turkey should have been killed because it is truly hideous.
it is
But I
ugly.
like it. I think what's worse is that the heels are like chunks, so it looks like the turkey has like it's like the foot of an elephant.
It was
Yeah.
crazy.
So this for me is a 8 as well. It's an 8.
Like a regurgitate. Okay.
Okay, listen, I like this. I can't keep up with this. It took me so long to get used to this 8 regurgitate, nibble, nipple, whatever shit you have going. I can't keep it up like this now. Just
It's a regurgitate in the best way. She
All right,
did the
Niru, you
assignment.
agree?
I
Yeah, I agree. This is so hideous. It worked. All right, here we have Sam Star.
Can I start?
please.
This was ugly to me, so she fit the assignment.
What was ugly about it?
Everything.
But you love
Is-
blood.
It looks like a cheap copy of the Raja look with the blood pouring out. And I know that's like not that's not something that Raja invented, but I don't like it.
Okay, so what would you give this?
I guess it regurgitate because it's ugly.
I think this is so well executed.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of details, there's a lot of work, there's a lot of intention that went into making this look this way. Is it necessarily the ugliest look? No.
It's not.
I would
Yeah.
like I would want to know what her thought was behind designing this bleeding heart, bleeding eyes. Like I don't know what about a bleeding heart says ugly to Sam Star. Uh maybe it's the bleeding heart of a liberal. I don't know what is ugly about this.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good outfit. This would do very well on Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
It would do very well on Halloween. I don't think it's ugly by any means. So unfortunately she missed the brief. Like it's like when you ask like a I would say maybe a pageant queen, I guess, to be like go outside your comfort zone, do something disgusting, and she's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do blood, and people are like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We love blood as gay people. We love blood, but yeah, I don't think this is ugly at all.
So you give it an
So
8.
Sure.
You know what? I'm also gonna give it an 8 because I feel like this is something Gottmik would wear and people would rave over.
Yeah.
And like Sam is wearing it and she looks really good. And I don't understand. It's ugly to her.
You know,
But to the judges, it's not gonna be ugly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the makeup was so beautiful as well. Like it all worked so well. Niru, you were saying?
no, the makeup is pretty. You know what I don't like? Because I guess she made the tearaway for like the lip sync, so it's easier for her to lip sync if there need be. But the lining in there, I don't like it.
Oh, the little thing you can see at the bottom.
Yeah, I hate it. I don't know what
Mm.
it is, but it just if it was like one singular thing would have been great, but because it's like this,
You know what the
everything comes
ugliest
to
thing
yeah,
is? It's the main stage.
It is. I hate it. It's the
The
new main
main
stage.
stage this season is the ugliest thing on the runway week
Ugly.
after week. Like it just look how horrible it just makes every outfit look. Like if an
Yeah.
outfit is black, you won't be able to
Yeah.
see the
Forget about
details.
it.
It just oh my god. That's the
Not
ugly.
everything has to be bigger. I feel like whenever like a
Yeah.
show gets too much money, like they try to make everything bigger. Not everything needs to be.
I feel like the main stage this time was a tax write-off where they were like, oh, we're gonna embezzle some money, get some more bulbs in the back. Yeah, that's the ugliest thing.
Yeah, it's not great.
And every picture I notice, every runway, I'm like, oh my god, these purple lights just kill it.
Yeah. Note: do you have like a favorite main stage from any franchise?
My favorite's the Canada one. Not even biased.
What do you like about it?
I like that it looks like mountains and it's white and it's not an LED screen.
Yeah.
It feels grand and I don't know, it looks the most expensive as well.
Mm. It does feel good. I think my favorite for campy reasons is Australia.
It's, yeah, it's like a
Because
matchbox.
just watching that lip sync where they're like 20 drag queens with Amel's verse is the only one I remember because she keeps
Yeah.
retweeting it all the time, but it's stuck in my head. But when I saw that, I'm like, someone call Osha.
I like the Drag Race Thailand season 1 and 2.
Mm.
I don't know
Oh
why.
yeah, with the
yeah,
yeah, that was a good
I like
idea.
that
Yeah.
Mhm. All right, moving on to Suzie Toot.
Oh, Niru, I'll let you go first because I know how much you love talking.
one. That's true. I love how ugly this is. Like the red, the Christmas theme, right? Christmas is always tacky, so it makes
Mhm.
sense. The yellow wig, the green fluff, and then the red thing at the bottom. It just is a mishmash of just ugliness. And I know Susie, when they were making this look, she was like, I know the thing is ugly, but I don't think this is that ugly. So she kept adding things.
Yeah.
And to the point where Susie thought it was ugly. And when Susie thinks it's ugly, it's ugly. Yeah, so it's crazy. And I love it. And so it's regurgitated in the best way.
Yeah. For me, I hated that her neck was green. This is something I couldn't look beyond. I was like, why is your neck green? Have you seen the show, Tamar? And then when she puts her hands, like she spreads her arms out, like on the streamers, you can see the adhesive white strip. That was such a good attention to detail. I'm like, oh my god, it really was hideous. Like
Yeah.
I don't know why the lower skirt is Santa colored, where the bottom of her shoe is not Santa colored. I don't know why her wig is yellow. Is she trying? Is she
Yeah.
like the star? So haphazard, but so well done.
This would have been elevated if it lit up.
This would have been elevated if it was on fire. But yeah.
Oh, this was so ugly. I love it. It reminds me, this is gonna sound so bad, but it feels like there can be reveals. So I think of Nina Lip Sync's All Stars lip sync outfit. It's like,
This is
my
something
lip
Nina
sync
would
dress.
wear and think that she's surfing. Like, I'm not even
I
kidding.
think they should change the category is Nina West. Nina West or Tina Burner. Pick your pick.
The Nina West Tina Burner ball. Down to the makeup, it was so bad. Like green neck and that yellow face. Like there was yellow in like the blush area. It was so bad. I was like
Oh.
watching on top like this, forgetting that it's like a bad ball and be like, why is the makeup so bad?
Yeah.
So, Amanda, you're saying that Susie too did yellow face?
No.
Yeah.
You know, maybe on paper, but regurgitate. Wow, it was so
Oh,
ugly. It was so
yeah.
bad. All right. Now we have our tops and our bottoms. So Sam Star and Lana Ja'Rae are in the bottom. Now in Untucked, Lana was upset at Susie for assuming Lana was in the bottom because she thought that Susie or Jules could be the people in the bottom. What do you think about that?
Oh, she's right.
Who's right?
I mean, all 4 of them were bad. So, Lana
I
thinking
think
Susie
if
should have been at the bottom.
I mean, when you're in that situation, you're allowed to feel your feelings and you're allowed to, be wrong. But I think if they would judge individually, I think Lana would still be in the bottom.
Oh,
Mhm.
100%.
Yeah, Niru. I think Samstar would have not been in the bottom if they were judged individually.
Mhm.
But
Who
I
would you
guess
have put it in the bottom?
hmm?
Besides Samstar, who would it be
It
with
would have
Lana?
been Susie too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just think that whole story about like spelling bee. I'm like, Diva, cry me a river. Like there's people dying, Kim.
They should have told her to spell Bottom.
Yeah, so like I allow like let Lana feel her feelings, and that's
Yeah.
completely justified. Because you're brick. She just lip synced last week. She's thinking she might have to lip sync again, and she doesn't want to, obviously. So
Yeah.
let her have her moment.
Yep. Yes.
Lana in her fourth lip sync, Onya in her fourth win. Look at the
Oh
Agreed.
look at that difference.
Or fierce.
yeah,
Oh,
Lexi and Anya win. Lexi finally has her second win.
woo, woo, woo.
yeah, because she won the talent show, right? The first episode.
Yeah, it's like
Mhm. So finally,
that was like in January.
Shut up, really?
Like
that is
January
crazy.
4th.
That literally was January.
Oh my god, what are we doing with our lives?
Oh my god, we've been doing this podcast for 2 months. That's crazy.
Diva, we need to find better hobbies. I love and but oh my god, can we like
We're having
come on.
such unemployed behavior right now.
It's giving welfare. It's giving food stamp.
How does it? Okay, it must feel crazy though. You win the first episode, you come in swinging. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're a threat," and then you flop. But she didn't flop. But like, you don't win anything. That must be tough. No wonder she was crashing out every episode.
Yeah, I think the
Like-
producers.
I saw a TikTok defending Lexi and was like, you know what? Hell yeah. She's literally in her transition on hormones, coming from a background where she literally had to like do drag and fight for her life, being homeless and literally going to the gig to afford a meal, getting the
Yeah.
meal, and then turning around doing the same thing every single day. This could change your life. Like you could become so successful, or you could flop and, have to go back to where you came from, which for her, I mean, luckily it's Play Louisville, so she would have been set either way. But there's like a huge gap
There's a lot
that
at
you could
stake,
jump.
especially for someone like Lexi who's had to deal with so much to get this
Yeah.
far.
Right.
Like, like if Samstar goes home, okay, the GOP will pick her up. But that's kind of a safety net. But for queens like Lexi, it's a little harder.
Sam Starr's backup, if she didn't get on Drag Race, is probably to be the press secretary.
She's
for
going
the
to
White
drag
House.
brunch at the White House. That's what she does.
The bottom two lip sync to
Illusion by Dua Lipa.
Ooh, na, 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 na. That was-
I've never heard of this song.
I'm just
And
glad
I
we
like
got a
Dua
lip
Lipa.
sync on Drag Race. We did it. I know Georges tweeted this, and I found myself agreeing with Georges after a long time. I'm like, we have a lip sync. We have a fun, like it felt like a good lip sync.
And nobody's
It
wig
did.
came off.
No one's wig came off. No one's outfit. There were no scissors on stage. I was like, just it felt like a fun time. Both the queens looked like they were having fun. They pulled out their stunts. They both like took their clothes off. I love as soon as Lana took that ugly thing off, I was in love with Lana Ja'Rae. I was like, oh yes, give me this gold beauty. Like, and they like she moved. I thought she won the lip sync.
Oh, she definitely did.
I
thought Lana won the
agree.
lip sync, hands down, versus whatever this human carcass on stage was. But yeah, Lana for me, she won the lip sync for sure. But
That's
I guess
true.
if you bottom so many times, it is your time to go.
If Lana hadn't been in the bottom as much as she did, maybe this could have even been a double Shantae.
Yeah.
I know that track record in the end plays a role when determining the lip sync thing, but I don't like it when they use track record as an excuse to send someone I like home.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have sent Sam packing, but I do like Sam. But I like both of them. But at the end of the day, there's a reason why lip sync is there.
At the end of the day, it is.
All
nice.
you can do is laugh.
But no, the lip syncs are there for a reason. Like it's a part of the thing where it's like if you lose the lip sync, you go home. So
Right.
it would have been shocking. Like we would have been gagged, like shocked. Oh my god, Sam Star went home. But but then I don't mind it. I'm glad. But still.
Yes. So Lana Ja'Rae sachets away, and she's sobbing. But then her exit line is the bus still running?
Oh, that was
Finally,
so good.
even if it was late, at least she made one
joke.
like I'm so happy for her that she made people laugh at least once in the long run.
No, she made us laugh. It was just that you didn't see those episodes.
When? Tell me a moment when she
Wasn't
made
there an
you laugh.
acting challenge with Lana and Onya?
But Anya made you laugh. Did Lana?
No, Lana also made me laugh. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Oh, the last week's episode. I
Yeah.
should have watched it very late. But
Yeah,
Lana
we
should have
know.
been safe. Actually, yeah. Lana should have been safe that episode.
Well, thanks
I
for
agree.
clocking
Jewel
in.
Sparkles was awful that episode.
Well, all of this would have been great if you were available last week, but
Right. Instead, you had to go and trip and fall.
Honestly, the performance that the pandas put up was better than Jewel's performance in the acting challenge. So
we would never know because we were here working.
Yeah. Let's see. What was next week's episode?
makeover. So it's gonna be some riggery.
Oh, it's
Yes,
the dad
next
and the
week's
mom.
the makeup
Oh.
makeover challenge.
Makeover challenges have literally kept Drag Detective employed.
Really?
Because
What
all
is
the
happening?
riggery. Because the riggery. They always rig it
and then
in a way
they'll
that's
talk
like-
about the riggery.
Yes. You should be thankful.
Ugh.
I'm excited though. They're getting their family in drag. Like
I think
that's
that's cute, but it's so unfair because some of the family members are cis women and some of them are cis men. It's such a advantage to get a cis woman in drag as opposed to a cis man.
I agree. They need to start bringing in homophobic men again.
Yeah, bring back the cops. Remember they had cops or something that on season 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at one point, the Chad Michaels season, like she was fighting with the
Yeah, that was season 3.
4.
Oh, sorry.
It was crazy. I bring that back. Or like
Yeah,
wedding.
like,
Remember when they were doing the wedding?
Ask Sam Star to get more Republicans on this show.
Honestly, we're gonna get Sam Star's family, so at least one Republican there. Sorry, we shouldn't say that. Sorry, Sam Star. I know. But no, bring back the wedding. Remember the wedding?
Yeah, but the wedding was mean. I think that was mean because that poor man, Joslyn Fox's partner. This is season 5, the ball, the makeover ball, and it's the wedding ball where all of them have to make over these men as brides. So this man and this woman, the man cheated on her, and so to take him back, the woman was like, "You have to come on Drag Race with me." And he was like, okay, sure, I'll do it because I love you, whatever. I want to make up for cheating on you. So his punishment was going on Drag Race as a makeover partner. And who does he get paired up with? Joslyn Fox. Joslyn Fox?
And, yeah.
And Joslyn was like, Joslyn is not a black person.
Yeah.
And she was like, there wasn't his foundation to match on set.
They hid it. They hid
it or it went missing or something. So she was like, I'm doing this person's makeup. He clearly does not want to be here. He's so uncomfortable. Because he's here to make his fiance wife like happy after cheating on her. So, and there's no foundation, so I can't help but make this man look like Boo Boo the Fool. And then he looks like on stage, you can see him. He looks like he's going to cry.
Yeah,
poor guy. So I don't feel bad because he cheated because that's a thing to do. But I feel like there were so many things involved, and ultimately Joslyn paid the price for it because she ended up going home. There were so many things that weren't her fault.
That's not.
What was
fair.
Ador's excuse? Ador's makeover partner looked crazy too.
Yeah,
with the
but
long hair. What was her excuse?
I felt
They
so
need to
bad.
start doing all that. Like enough of firefighters and always like, oh, I have a gay son at home. Enough
No,
of that.
yeah. You're like, I had a gay son, but had because I killed his ass.
I don't associate with that.
I thought this episode, we finally have all three of us back together. It's going to go so smoothly. It's gone the exact opposite. It has been so chaotic, so unput together.
What
Off
would
the
y'all do
rails.
for the ugly runway?
What?
I would dress up as you. I'm kidding.
No, what would you do for your ugly runway?
Okay, if I was in Canada, I
Yeah.
was in Canada and the runway was ugly, I would dress up as Ru in Project Runway.
Oh my god, that's a
But if I was going in front of Ru, I don't know what I would. You know what I would do? I would come in like huge Crocs, like the Croc aesthetic.
Yes.
That's good. What about you, Amanda?
That's a good question. I think I would. That's tough because I'm so pretty, you know?
Wow.
I would end up being like Sam Star and, you know.
Oh wow!
You should just get something from Arsyn's closet. I would do Aiden Zane's buttons look.
Oh, yes.
And you should get the contact lenses also.
Oh my god.
What a flag. The category being buttons, and she only has like 3 buttons on here.
It's giving recession core, Diva.
She had $3 and a dream.
Oh my
Not even $3. It was like 3 drink tickets and a button.
god.
And she was safe. I think it was a ball. Wasn't it a ball challenge?
Yes, you had Gigi who was covered in buttons from head to toe in the most heavy dress, and then Aiden Zhane.
With 3 buttons. Who was in the bottom for that challenge?
Wasn't it?
It was like Rock'em Sakura and
Yeah.
Oh yes.
And
who else?
Britta.
Britta.
Wait, I think they put Rock'em Sakura because she made a fart joke, right, in that episode. And Michelle was like, "Oh, I can't believe you made a fart joke." Oh, Michelle.
Oh, Aiden Zane. She had one
Aiden
wig,
Zhane is getting
one
whacked
sweater
this
dress,
week.
3 buttons. That's
That's all you need, Diva. Like Gigi Good was like overkill. Like, she's like,
on Twitter. They are dragging her OnlyFans. Like, why bring her OnlyFans in?
No.
I didn't know Aiden Zhane had an OnlyFans.
I didn't know either, but some people are like, why were you boring on Drag Race and on your OnlyFans? Like, pick a struggle.
Shut up. You
I'm
Oh
about
my
to go to
God.
a summer camp later today to
For
watch a
anime?
camp slasher movie.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
Excited.
you know, don't fall.
I'm not. I feel like I might because they're gonna.
Yeah,
it's
on
gonna
that
be like
on that rocky trail, you know, you gotta be real careful.
I've fallen so many. Once I fell, because I was sitting in the balcony on like the railing, and I fell, and there was like, so I fell, and this came
Wait,
off. Like,
cut.
chunk of it.
Not exactly. And I was like, oh, she's dead. She died. No.
This came off. I've fallen so much. I could write a book on every time I've fallen. Once I fell on the way back from school, and I was just running, and it was raining, and the gutters were like filled, and I slipped, fell in the gutter, and I was in there for like 10 minutes.
And you still haven't escaped.
No, still have the gutter. And then my mom yelled at me because she said, "You can't even walk right."
And was
then
she
she was-
wrong?
She was not wrong.
Okay, well,
Alright,
so next week we're going to the makeover.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Will we have a guest? Who knows?
Y'all,
Let's
all
see.
you people in the comments, tell all your international girls to reply. Also, I get my TV guide, and only old people have it. So the
We
ads,
need a rap,
I get-
but okay.
the ads I get is like life alert.
You need life alert because
You do need a life alert.
Pick it up.
You need to get a
Like,
life alert, Diva, because
I know that the TV guide people are like,
you know, every time Niru's connection goes off, I'm like, okay, now we can finally sign off. And so I get my hopes high because I'm like, oh, finally, shut up.
oh my goodness.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next week.